Lake Johnson Park is a city park located on the southwestern edge of Raleigh, North Carolina. Its 150-acre lake and more than 5 miles of trails make it a valuable resource for local residents who enjoy Lake Johnson's many recreation opportunities. The initial goal of our research was to identify and assess a potential issue with negative pedestrian behavior at one of Lake Johnson's 2 major street crossings. The crossing in question is the North Crosswalk, which connects the paved loop trail with the western unpaved loop across Avon Ferry Road. This particular crossing appeared initially to be quite volatile due to high volume, high-speed vehicular traffic. These factors were also compounded by limited sight distance for pedestrian crossers. To conduct our research, we designed observation protocols that would allow us to observe and record a number of factors, including user activities, gender, age, use of electronics, pets, and the actual location that the pedestrians crossed Avon Ferry. Our observations yielded some interesting statistical data. Of 64 observed crossings, 33% were eastbound traffic and 67% were westbound. 52% of pedestrians were male and 48% were female. 45% were lone individuals, while 55% of pedestrians were in groups of 2 or more. 13% were in the company of dogs, and 19% were utilizing some form of electronic audio producing device. Perhaps the most interesting data that we collected was that 43% of pedestrians were crossing in an unprotected area that is approximately 50 meters south of the existing crosswalk. North Carolina General Statute states that pedestrians outside of crosswalks shall yield to vehicular traffic, and as such, if a pedestrian is hit outside of a crosswalk, they are at fault in most cases. With our surprising new data, we felt that the best next step would be to find out why pedestrians would voluntarily choose to cross Avon Ferry in an unprotected zone. One theory we had was that they felt that it provided better visibility and thus a safer place to cross. We felt that we could accurately prove or disprove this notion through some additional research, so we decided to apply a modified gap acceptance study. The modified gap acceptance study is used by traffic planners to evaluate the feasibility of potential pedestrian crossing placements. The way it works is an observer times a car from when it first comes into view and up to the point that it intersects a pedestrian crossing point. This observation is performed many times over to achieve a relatively accurate assessment of safety for a pedestrian at a given crossing. In general, the greater time between sighting and arrival of the vehicle, the safer the crossing area. All in all, we discovered that, regardless of the obvious legal advantages, the designated crosswalk was in fact the safest place to cross Avon Ferry. We also learned that the designated crosswalk used to be located in the area south of the existing crosswalk. Therefore, we discerned that sentimentality and resistance to change could be culprits behind the behavior we were observing. Our recommendations to management would be to increase signage for pedestrians as well as drivers. They could also discourage improper crossing by implementing some form of physical barrier, such as fences or shrubbery. This project was created by Sean Fisher and Kern Brookman. We would like to express a special thanks to Mark Elmore and all of the fantastic staff at Lake Johnson Park.